Do I really need to do an intro for this one? 2003's The Room. Produced and financed completely independently by the film's star Tommy Wiseau, who also directed, produced, executive produced, wrote, and probably did a million other things with the film, The Room was released independently, theatrically, for only a couple of weeks in 2003, to relatively very little fanfare or success. It wasn't until a group of people saw it near the end of its theatrical release that it started gaining popularity and potential as a cult-like midnight movie, a la movies like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now, on the surface level, The Room would seem to be pretty straightforward and be about one total point A to point B story. But that's not what it is. The problem is, it goes for several different things all at once. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Reviews for the film were unanimously negative, even so far as to gaining status as being labeled one of the absolute worst films ever made.
Arguably the worst film ever made.
Is like a movie made by an alien who has never seen a movie, but has had movies thoroughly explained to him.
The Room is one of the most fascinating movies I have ever seen in my life, because as you watch the film, you are consistently wondering, how in the world did this happen? The Room is one of the best, worst movies ever made.
But that's something that I think needs to be kind of revisited. As the movie is approaching its 20th anniversary next year, I don't think it has that negative of a status. The movie's too fun to be watched badly. So is it really that bad? Were critics correct? Including all of the video reviews that were popular around 10 or so years ago that popularized the movie to an even bigger degree of cult status? I don't know. But we're going to take a look, and we're going to revisit this film. I have seen this movie a few times, and I already know what I'm in store for. So let's pop it in.
People are very strange these days.
I'm doing what I want to do.
The Room, a film with the passion of Tennessee Williams, directed by Tommy Wiseau. The best movie of the year. Experience this quirky new black comedy. It's a riot.
So what is The Room about? Anything and everything your heart could desire, to an extent. The main story involves Johnny, played by Tommy Wiseau, and Lisa, played by Juliette Daniels, as they finally become engaged. The two are in a loving relationship, and Johnny has a pretty good job working at the bank. What Lisa does to earn a living, I have no idea. But that's not the film's main concern. One of the film's main concerns involves Lisa puttering around and having an affair with Johnny's best friend, Mark, played by Greg Sestero. Of course, the drama would ensue, but there are all these subplots getting in the way. And that's pretty much The Room. The story that I described to you takes up about 35 minutes of the film's runtime, and the movie runs an hour and 40 minutes. There is a solid hour of material that has no bearing on the main story. It doesn't affect any of the main characters from the beginning of the movie until the end of the movie. There are a bunch of subplots that are brought up at total random. And the only reason I can definitively think as to why Wiseau wanted to make such a product like this and stuff it with so much is mainly because of what he was inspired by. According to Sestero's 2013 book, The Disaster Artist, which was later adapted into a 2017 film of the same name, which are both fantastic, I would highly recommend not only the movie, but the book, which is one of my all-time favorites. In it, Greg details, I think right near the beginning, when he and Tommy had just met each other, they went and saw The Talented Mr. Ripley, which is a film that was released in 1999 with Matt Damon. It's a movie that I have not seen, but I would like to because it is on my list, and Jude Law. And in the book, Sestero does mention that Tommy really didn't make it through a whole lot of movies in movie theaters. He would tend to fall asleep before it got to the end credits. However, for this particular one, he was drawn in from frame one and would not let go of his attention to the screen until the movie ended. Now, the two saw the same movie, but they saw it in completely different ways. Sestero thought it paralleled a lot of Wiseau's mannerisms at the time when the two were living together as roommates in Los Angeles, whereas Wiseau was completely transfixed by it, that he wanted to make something of his own that powerful that could transport audiences to a new dimension and tug at the heartstrings while being an emotional gut punch.
They betrayed me, they didn't keep their promise, they tricked me, and I don't care anymore.
And so he wrote a script. The script you can find online and read it. It is quite a difficult read, not in so much of the fact that it's written in another language or it was it was like chopped up into bits. It's just the way Wiseau writes is not very fluent. So if you think watching the movie and trying to keep up with continuity is giving you a hard time, try reading the original script, because it's a doozy. He named one of the main characters Mark after Matt Damon because he thought that Matt Damon's first name was Mark. He misinterpreted that. And there we have The Room. The Room has a ton of subplots in it. Where to begin? There is the breast cancer subplot in which Lisa's mother, near the first half hour of the movie, is having a talk with Lisa, and while they're talking about their different problems and dramas in their ongoing life, Lisa's mother very nonchalantly brings up that she got the results of the test back. She definitely has breast cancer. And this is never brought up again throughout the rest of the movie. By the very end of the movie, Lisa's mom is still very alive and well, so I can only assume that she overcame her breast cancer. There is a subplot, the very infamous subplot, where Denny, played by Philip Haldeman, is on the rooftop of this apartment, which we'll discuss this apartment in a minute, just waiting around for nothing. He's like playing with a basketball when all of a sudden Dan Ganjigan, who plays Chris R., the drug dealer, comes in, and this guy has a minute of screen time and probably has one of the most memorable, if not the most memorable part of the film. Seeing that scene played out in the theater, which I will say, my buddy Austin and I, we did go and see this in theaters 4 years ago in January of 2018, and it was amazing. It was a true delight to see and watch this. I would go so far as to say that that's probably the best theater experience I've ever had to date. I am actively trying. When this movie has its 20th anniversary, I want to go for that, because that is going to be amazing. What else? There is a bunch of random non sequitur scenes in which Tommy decides that he wants to play football, and whenever the time comes, it happens a lot more frequently in the movie than I thought it did, because I thought it just happened like 2 or 3 times, but not really. Just for no reason, they will play football 2 or 3 feet apart from each other. There is a scene where, for whatever reason, him, Denny, Mark, and another one of the characters, Peter, played by Kyle Vogt, the psychologist. You're always trying to play psychologist with us, Peter. They are dressed up in tuxes. They go out into the alley and play football. It is never explained why they are dressed up in tuxes or whatnot. There is an interview with Tommy Wiseau that is featured as an extra on the Blu-ray release that I have here. I'm pretty sure it's featured as an extra on the DVD as well. But he was asked a ton of questions, one of which being, why are the characters at one point playing football in tuxedos? And the only answer he has, I swear to God, is sometimes it's fun and challenging to play without safety or protective gear. I would get mad, but this movie has such an infectious charm about it that I love it. So, what else? I mean, people. So Johnny and Lisa live in this like apartment. It's nothing fancy. It's like a little brookstone, a little townhouse. Everybody in this movie just seems to come and go as they please. It is mentioned that Denny does have a set of keys to this apartment at one point, which is actually pretty nice that Wiseau thought of actually offering an explanation for one of the characters entering the house at random, but it doesn't make sense as to why there are two characters whose names I actually forget. One of them's played by Robin Paris. Come into the apartment just to make out and eat chocolate while one of them makes the goofiest facial expressions I've ever seen a human being make that will haunt me for the rest of my days. Just doesn't explain why all of a sudden the most random people are up on the rooftop of this apartment. It will sometimes be Denny. It will sometimes be Mark. In the movie's most infamous scene where Tommy pops up out of the stairwell and onto the rooftop, and he throws a water bottle down saying, "It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not." Oh, hi, Mark. Mark is randomly just sitting there. And I don't know why. The dialogue is amazingly awkward and stilted. Which I believe some of it was done on purpose, because as was described in The Disaster Artist, as the movie was going on and behind the scenes was causing a lot of issues, a lot of actors started believing that this movie was not going to be seen, and it was nothing more than a vanity project for Wiseau. So they started hamming up a lot of their performances. That's why a lot of line deliveries are so memorable, because of how over the top they are. Some of my favorites include,
Hi, doggy. They betrayed me. They didn't keep their promise. They tricked me, and I don't care anymore. I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. It's a chicken. Chip, 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 chip.
You can come out now, Johnny. She's gone.
In a few minutes, bitch.
One of them found out about it, beat her up so bad she ended up in a hospital on Guerrero Street.
What a story, Mark. You are lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa. You know what they say, love is blind. No, I can't. Anyway, how is your sex life? It's not over. Everybody betrayed me. I fed up with this world.
You don't understand anything, man. Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
there you go. This movie has so many characters. There is one that is, his name is Steven. He pops up only at the end of the movie. He is in the movie for 2 minutes. And a lot of people are asking why this character all of a sudden just pops up on screen without any explanation. He confronts Mark and Lisa as they're in the middle of their affair at Johnny's surprise birthday party, no less. There is an explanation for that. Kyle Vogt actually got a concussion while on the set of the movie and couldn't finish out his remaining scene. His remaining lines were given to that guy. So that was supposed to be Peter the psychologist. Performance-wise, they're not terrible. The actors in this movie are actually, at times, giving performances as if this is a movie that they really want to see to fruition. Greg Sestero is very charmingly awkward. He is very much the human representation of Malibu Ken throughout this entire movie. So, yeah, with or without the beard. Juliette Daniel is actually really good in spite of what her part is as Lisa. It just seems as if whatever the scene called for, she gave it her all, and then that was it. If she needed to act drunk, by golly, she was going to act tipsy. If she needed to pretend to be infatuated with Tommy Wiseau, she was going to do that. And if she needed to act like a spiteful ice queen, she was going to do so. Carolyn Minot as Lisa's mother, fairly good. I didn't see a problem with her. And a lot of the other supporting performers, like Robin Paris and Kyle Vogt, do actually do the best they can. The main performance that a lot of people focus on, however, is Mr. Wiseau himself. Whatever Mr. Wiseau's accent is, it's not English. And I actually don't know what his accent is because he's very, very flippant about describing his past. I'm not even sure Wikipedia has his official birthday listed. In The Disaster Artist, he was very, very keen on not wanting to discuss anything about his past, including where he gets his finances from, because apparently this bank account that he has is a bottomless pit. So, good for him. As long as it's nothing illegal, I don't care. His performance is godlike. This is someone who wanted to make a movie, wanted to be the star, and whenever he was on screen, you made sure to take notice. His accent, his very transparent, vague-like accent, comes across when he's calling Mark a babyface, and you're tearing me apart, Lisa. It's just wonderful. And his laugh, I love his laugh. It's wonderful. Do I think the movie succeeds at its goal of being a drama? No. If I had seen this movie when it saw release in 2003, which would have been impossible because I was 5, 23-year-old me would go back in time. First of all, I would definitely go see this movie in theaters without knowing anything about it. I would probably be very confused. But I would try to go along with it. I don't know. Maybe if I was with a buddy and we were making fun of it, then I could understand. But if I was by myself, I would be just so, like, jaw-dropped. Like, well, okay. But because the movie has earned such a reputation and status as a so bad it's phenomenal movie, I don't think the drama that Wiseau intended is there anymore. This movie has been loved and adorned and appreciated and watched by so many people that I think it is one of the very few movies in cinema history notable for negative reception to actually start to be critically and academically analyzed by a lot of people. They are starting to try to put the pieces together in the movie, even though a lot of the pieces are not meant to be put together at all. You cannot connect a lot of this stuff from one to the other. You could connect the Chris R subplot to Johnny in a way, because a few minutes before that, Lisa and her mother are having a conversation in which, by the way, Lisa says like 28 times throughout this movie, "I don't love him," whatever. They also don't call each other their fiance in the movie. They say their future husband or future wife. "Lisa, you are my future wife." But she mentions that apparently Denny was an orphan and Tommy wanted to adopt him, but when Denny turned 18, he bought an apartment in the same apartment complex. So I guess that explains why Denny's at the top of the rooftop, because he lives in the building. But he bought him an apartment and he financed it until he graduates school. And that's why he has a set of keys to the apartment. So it could kind of be connected to that, only in a very thin way, in the fact that Denny is connected to these characters because we've seen him a couple times before, and he also resides in the same apartment complex. A lot of these things you cannot connect to the main plot. You can't connect the couple coming in and eating chocolate. You can't connect them playing football randomly. You can't connect the dude who goes, "Me underwears." You just can't. It's I don't think it's there. I just think it's meant for the viewers to kind of soak in and go, "Well, that happened. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm sure I will know in a few minutes." This is a bizarro world motion picture. and it's a movie that was originally written as a play, which is, as many of the actors would point out, I think is impossible because there's a lot of times during the script, which is the original like play script, where it all of a sudden will change scenes and it will go from inside to outside, inside and outside, and you can't really do that on a stage. That's why I think he transformed it into a movie so he could have that medium at his benefit. Enter the room and leave forever changed. That is a 100% satisfaction guaranteed quote if I've ever seen it, because you will not be the same after you've watched this. Your life will be transformed for the best. This is a comfort movie for me. This movie's hilarious. This is just amazing. The extras on this are really, really cool. I would highly recommend it. Inside, not only do I have my ticket stub from when I saw the movie, there is actual disc artwork, and there is an insert which contains the scene selections for the movie, and also just merchandise. I'm going to cover up my code because I can still redeem it. But I can get 10% off of t-shirts and bobbleheads and all that. There is actually reversible artwork. Hi, doggy. So, interesting fun fact about that dog. Wiseau, until he petted the thing in the flower shop scene, that bulldog, thought it was a ceramic fake dog. He didn't know it was real until he petted it. But that's because the dog was so old that it just kind of sat there. But anyway, to cap off this wonderful elixir of a review, is The Room really that bad? God, no. It is actually transcendent of the word bad. The word bad doesn't really apply to this movie. It is something unlike anything I've ever seen. It is one of, by far and away, the best so bad and it's good movies I've ever seen. It's very jovial. This movie will bring together a group of people like no other. And this has been proven by when I saw it in theaters. It's ceaselessly quotable. There are so many well-known quotes that come from this movie. It's endlessly entertaining to watch, whether you're watching it by yourself or you're watching it with a group of people. It is just so much fun. And I cannot recommend the movie enough. It's over there. I also recommend, as I said, the 2017 film, The Disaster Artist, as well as the 2013 book that it is based off of by Greg Sestero and Tom Bissell. It gives a really fascinating insight into the movie. So yeah, that is my review on The Room. And it is also the first movie off of the official Wikipedia list of films considered the worst. A list that I plan on tackling each and every one of those films in due time. I'm not going to tackle them all at once, but I will. Eventually. As a bonus feature to everybody who is sitting here watching, I now present to you the clips that I took of audience reactions from when I and my friend Austin saw the film in theaters back in 2018. It's about 5 minutes or so, but it's too good to keep to myself. Enjoy.
Don't touch me, motherfucker. Get out.
Sure you have it. You have my money, right?
Yeah, it's coming. It'll be here in a few minutes.
What do you mean it's coming? Where's my money?
Okay, just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5.
5 minutes? You want 5 fucking minutes, eh? You know what? I've got 5 fucking minutes! I asked you again. Where's my money?
No, pull the trigger, pussy!
Where's my fucking money?
Swear to God, it's coming! Where's my fucking money? Put the gun down!
Fuck,
sir. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
About it, beat her up so bad she ended up in a hospital on Guerrero Street.
What a story, Mark.
I have you as my best friend.
Still going to the movie tonight?
Oh, sure we are.
What kind of movie are we gonna see?
Well, we'll see. Danny, don't blame too much. It may not come out right.
All right.
How dare you talk to me like that? You should tell me everything. Sinner.
I can't talk right
Fire. Why?
Lisa, why?
Please talk to me, please.
Here we go.
You're part of my life. You are everything. I could not go on without you, Lisa. You are lying. I never hit you.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
At your place? And walked in on us in the middle of it. That's not the end of the story.
Go on. I'm listening.
Okay. We're going at it, and I get out of there as fast as possible. You know, I get my pants, I get my shirt, and I get out of it. And then about halfway down the stairs, I realized that I have misplaced. I've forgotten something. My underwear.
Oh no!
So I come back to get it, you know, and I pretend that I need a book. You know, I'm looking for my book. And I reach in, put the underwear in my pocket, and sort of slide out real quick. Well, Claudette, she saw it sticking out of my pocket. She pulls it out, and she's showing everybody the underwears. And it was completely underwear. I got.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Can you just tell us about an underwear?
Underwear.
It's embarrassing.
Underwear, man. Come on. Mother take him home, and Mike, listen. If you need anything, call me anytime. All right? All right? Yeah. See you guys. Close the door. Come up, boy.
Johnny?
Look at Mark when he does the troops.
Come on, Peter.
Don't be chicken. Chip, 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 chip.
Yeah. We got a new client at the bank. We'll make a lot of money. What client? I cannot tell you.
It's confidential.
Oh, come on. Why not? No, I can't.
Anyway, how's your sex life? Get it, Mark. Fight, 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 fight.
I'm sorry. Oh. Yeah, you too. Fight him.
None of your business.
You're my future wife. What are you doing, Lisa?
Dirty.
You give me orders.
Lisa changed her mind about you.
Wake up, man. What planet are you on?
I think we should leave right now, Mark.
Don't spoil it. We were just having fun.
Don't touch.
What do you mean, motherfucker? Get off.
Oh, fight, fight.
Stop it! You two are acting like children.
Son of a bitch.
You're gonna ruin the party.
If you keep your girl satisfied, she will come to me.
Oh, he's taking off the jacket.
Fight, 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 fight.
You're not good. You're just a chicken.
Chip, 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 chip.
Try that again. I'm sure it'll work.
You lying.
You can come out now, Johnny. She's gone.
A few minutes, bitch.
God, forgive me.
Everything will be alright.
No!